Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So yesterday I went ahead and did a video on the Montauk Project, and I expressed my view that I believe that we, the Mandela Affected, are actually the unaffected from the Montauk Project, and I think everybody else is affected by the Montauk Project if it's going on. And um, that's how I remember it. Brought up that, and he's right. Okay, he's right. They're right. Okay, all evidence would point, because I mean history always backs up the change, right? So logically speaking, correctly, you would think, just by looking at it, that we are the ones we're the ones being controlled by the Montauk Project, and that's what I thought at first. Okay, but I've had a couple of years to think about it. I've had a couple of years to talk to people who are not Mandela affected. And I've seen stories on the internet of other people's experiences with people who aren't Mandela affected. They're the ones that seem to have a programmed trigger response. All right, now I'm going to provide some links on hypnosis and mesmerization, which they say is basically the same thing. But it isn't. I mean, mesmerization basically happens. It can happen more without uh, without your cooperation, we should say. But I've seen people get hypnotized, and I've had people I know go. There was a hypnotist in my hometown, and there was a couple people I knew that were going to go prove that they couldn't get hypnotized. And in doing so, by the end of the show, the hypnotist had hypnotized him and said that he was going to say some key word. And as soon as the key word was said, these guys were going to, half of them were going to like quack like ducks, and the other half of them were going to bark like dogs. And they did. And the best part was, my friends were like, see, I didn't get hypnotized. Well, then why were you quacking like a duck and barking like a dog? I was. Yeah. It was funny to me, and of course, that was before everybody carried a camera on their phone. I don't even have one on mine now anyway, but the point is, they can program trigger responses. They can help you quit smoking by hypnotizing you and suggesting that the smoke is going to smell like carbon monoxide or like a truck exhaust, or is going to leave a bad taste in your mouth, or these responses are programmed, okay? So what I'm saying is, if they were going to mesmerize the population, they wouldn't program us to research it. They wouldn't program us to try to figure it out. They would try to program us to ignore it, to walk away, to not want to talk about it, to not want to know what's going on. I go back to my example of the person I knew that thought, uh, Houston, we've had a problem, was always the thing that was said. But then a week later, when I told him it was back to Houston, we have a problem, he said, no, that's always the way it's been. So these guys are literally week by week remembering exactly the way it's supposed to be now. And then if you try to talk to them about it, they don't want to talk about it. It's almost like a program triggered response. Okay, but I don't think we have programmed triggered responses, and certainly not programmed triggered responses to not investigate and to run away from it, okay, and to not want to know what's going on. But these other guys do. All right. So I wanted to clear that up and explain myself. That's why I believe that we are the unaffected by the Montauk Project, and that the others are affected because they're programming these trigger programmed responses to walk away, to not listen, to call you crazy or forgetful or tell you you have Alzheimer's. Anything they got to do and then walk away or shut you down, because that's kind of what goes on. And I mean, maybe someone knows someone who doesn't, but I don't know. I mean, all the stories I've seen, all the people I've encountered, it's all pretty much the same business. And I'll provide some links on hypnosis and mesmerization as well, and you can read up on that yourselves if you want to. But, that's going to be about it. Like, I just wanted to clear that up, guys. I don't want people thinking that I was just rushing to this conclusion because I didn't want to be mind controlled. At first, I thought I was, until I realized that I'm not the one doing the programmed response, it's everybody else. So that's where I'm at with it, guys. I'll let it go at that. You can thumb me up if you think that I'm onto something, that those guys are. And I've seen them compared to, malfunctioning AI. So, I mean, you can thumb me up if you think that I'm onto something and that the unaffected are actually the affected as far as the Montauk Project goes. And maybe they're using the Montauk Project to try to cover up what's going on. Maybe they're trying to program it into our heads to accept all these changes and to walk away from trying to figure it out. But anyway, I mean, and then you can thumb me right down if you think that, it's either a bunch of crap or that we are the ones being mind controlled. But like I said, I thought about it for a long time and I don't think so, guys. So, anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for your subscriptions. Thanks for your likes, your thumbs up, thumbs down, comments, feedback. We always appreciate all that. And you guys have a great rest of your evening. And thank you very much for watching.